Welcome to the Factastic channel. Today we have an eerie and spine-chilling topic in store for you, the 10 most haunted forests in the world. But before we dive into the ghostly mysteries that lurk within these woods, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. That way you'll never miss out on our captivating and hair-raising content. Now let's venture into the shadows of these mysterious forests.
For decades, these dark and mysterious woods have been capturing people's imaginations. We've all heard stories of haunted forests, and while some travelers steer clear, others find themselves intrigued. There is something compelling about entering the deep woods. It offers the chance to become an explorer, one daring for an opportunity to brush up against the supernatural. All over the world, there are places where rumors persist. And modern-day ghost hunters come armed to the teeth with gadgets, motion detectors, electromagnetic field meters, air ion counters, looking for definitive proof of the paranormal in some of the world's most storied forests. Others may visit for the same reason we watch scary movies, to feel a little more alive and immersed in a spooky story that dares us to ask, what if it's true? One Black Forest, Baden-Württemberg, Germany? This bewitching landscape along the Rhine River looks just as you'd imagine, so dense with fir and pine trees that sunlight barely pierces through. It makes an ideal playground for mythological creatures like sorcerers, werewolves, and witches. The Brothers Grimm set many of their fairy tales in the Schwarzwald, as it's called in German. And Carl Friedrich Kallert's classic Gothic novel Die Gisterbanner immerses the reader in the world of Black Forest necromancy. While the region is associated with many spooky legends, it's also worth visiting to experience the local Bavarian culture from which many of these famous tales emerged. To Whitewood Forest, Oxfordshire, United Kingdom. More than a few visitors to Whitewood Forest, a former royal hunting ground, have reported feeling invisible hands touch their shoulders or hearing the thunder of invisible horses. It's enough to make your spine tingle at the slightest rustle in the leaves. Most compelling is the case of Amy Robsart, the wife of the Earl of Leicester, who mysteriously died of a broken neck. Later, while the Earl was hunting in the woods, his late wife's ghost confronted him and predicted that he would join her in 10 days, which he did after suddenly falling ill. Anyone else who meets Robsart's ghost, it is said, will swiftly encounter a similar fate. Three Devils Tramping Ground, Chatham County, North Carolina. Deep in the woods near Harper's Crossroads, about 60 miles west of Raleigh, lies a mysterious 40-foot ring where the devil stomps in circles each night, plotting the downfall of humankind, or so the story goes. In this spot, the forest floor is completely barren. The North Carolina Department of Agriculture once took samples of the soil, but it could not explain why the patch is devoid of growth. Legend has it that if an object is left inside the ring overnight, it will disappear. 4 Dow Hill Forest, Kursong, Indian. Students at Kursong's Victoria Boys School, established in the late 19th century, have reported hearing unexplained footsteps echoing in the corridors. But the surrounding Dow Hill Forest is an even bigger hotbed of paranormal activity, and loggers have reported sightings of a headless boy wandering among the trees. Many consider Kursong to be India's most haunted hill town, and some visitors have noted the creepy sensation of being watched while exploring the woods around the school. 5 Oia-Baciu, Transylvania, Romania. Also known as the Bermuda Triangle of Romania, Oia-Baciu has captivated paranormal enthusiasts for more than half a century. The forest is named for a shepherd who went missing there with his flock of 200 sheep, never to be seen again. All the trees, said to have once stood straight, are now twisted into knots. The locals claim the forest, which has a circular clearing at the center, is a portal, and that those who pass through it may never return.
Hoya-Baciu Forest, situated in Transylvania, Romania, is steeped in a rich folklore. One of its most famous legends centers around its name. It is said to have been named after a shepherd who disappeared within its depths. The shepherd, Batu, ventured into the forest with a flock of 200 sheep and was never seen again. Despite exhaustive searches, no trace of Baciu or his sheep was ever found, sparking tales of inexplicable disappearances within the forest's confines. Another prevalent folklore tale tells of a young girl who disappeared into the forest, only to reappear 5 years later with no memory of where she had been or what had happened. The girl hadn't aged, and her clothes were the same as the day she vanished. This particular story has often been connected to theories of time slips or portals to other dimensions, which are said to exist within the forest. The mysterious clearings in the forest, where nothing grows, are also the subject of folklore. According to local lore, they are the dwelling place of spirits and serve as portals to another world.
Lao, Isla de las Muñecas, Xochimilco, Mexico. The trees of this chinampa on the outskirts of Mexico City are strung with hundreds of dolls. To creepy horror movie effect. More than 50 years ago, the island's only inhabitant, Don Julian Santana, claimed to have discovered the body of a girl in one of the island's canals. He also found a doll floating nearby and, in tribute, hung it on a tree. The first of thousands of dolls he would string up until 2001 when he passed away. Some believe the dolls, many of which are missing limbs, are evil. Others believe they safeguard the island. To get there, head over to the Embarcadero Cuimanco ferry terminal, where you can hire a trajinera of Xochimilco's colorful wooden boats to take you to the island of the dolls. 7 Randolph Forest, Randolph, Maine. A hiking trail through this forest, just a few miles south of Augusta, follows the right-of-way for a long-defunct railroad that ushered former Union soldiers to and from a veterans' home in nearby Togus. Some visitors to the woods have reported seeing orbs of light and hearing unexplained voices almost like a chant. Others claim to have seen the ghost of Bicycle Larry, a Randolph man known for peddling around town who disappeared without a trace in 2004. During the day, the woods seem harmless, but we dare you to venture there when night falls. 8 Freetown-Fall River State Forest, Bristol County, Massachusetts. Freetown-Fall River State Forest may be home to beautiful hiking trails, scenic overlooks, and inviting picnic areas, but it also has a dark past. The investigation into several murders in the late 1970s revealed a local cult that supposedly conducted satanic rituals in the middle of the woods. The forest is also part of the so-called Bridgewater Triangle, a 200-square-mile area in southeastern Massachusetts known for paranormal activity. Visitors have reported seeing UFOs, poltergeists, and fireballs. 9 Epping Forest, London, United Kingdom. Stretching from East London to Essex, the 5,900-acre Epping Forest has been the setting of horrors, both real and, well, debatably so. It served as a hideout for outlaw Dick Turpin and cop killer Harry Roberts, and it's been used as hiding place for the bodies of murder victims, including the children killed by Ronald Jebson. On an episode of the British television show Most Haunted, the host and crew attempted to find the ghost of Turpin, but wound up getting lost themselves before being rescued, perhaps a prank of the elusive spirit. 10 Old House Woods, Diggs, Virginia. This 50-acre forest near the Chesapeake Bay, named for an abandoned colonial-era homestead, is reputedly haunted by the ghosts of British soldiers and pirates who buried treasure there in the 17th and 18th centuries. In 1880, a fisherman named Tom Pipkin supposedly went looking for the treasure and was never seen again. His boat turned up days later with 2 gold Roman coins and a silver cup inside it. Another fisherman, Ben Furby, reported hearing music from a harp and an organ as a giant ghost ship sailed past him on the bay. The ship continued over the beach, then hovered above the woods as several men armed with tools appeared to descend from the deck down a rope ladder.
Remember that what makes a forest scary can be highly subjective, and many people find beauty, serenity, and fascination in these natural places despite their spooky reputations. Always exercise caution and respect when exploring any forest, especially if it's known for unusual or unsettling occurrences. Thank you for watching. See the next video. Bye.